Today on Live Daily News, Angelo welcomes some new citizens to America this morning. It's Rambunctious week, and a Snyder man has been indicted here in town for using someone else's bank card. I'm James Bouligny, and this is Live. We'll get to the news in a minute, but first, the time is here to stock up and save on John Deere filters and packaged oil at the South Plains Implement Semi-Annual Sale. Now through August 31st, receive 12% off John Deere oil and filters. Some restrictions do apply, and visit their parts department for details. Located at US 67 North at Tractor Trail in San Angelo, or with 18 additional locations, there's a South Plains Implement near you. South Plains Implement, where farm meets family. Starting things off, this morning 30 people from 9 different countries were naturalized at the O.C. Fisher Federal Building downtown right here in San Angelo. Honorable Magistrate Judge John Parker said that today is an opportunity for us to come together to celebrate, and we convene this court today for the sole purpose of celebrating you, the candidate, and your inspirational journey to citizenship, but it also gives the rest of us, those who are already citizens, an opportunity to say thank you to the candidates. The first ceremony began at 10:30 with another one at 1 p.m. that officially recognized 30 individuals as U.S. citizens. One of the ceremonies ended with Parker encouraging these new citizens to participate in democracy, saying, "Now you stand in the shoes of all those immigrants who came before you. The highest honor you can pay them is to actively engage in this democracy as if the faith of this country depended on it." Angelo State University officially kicked off Rambunctious Week today, which will feature a wide array of activities for students to welcome them to campus and to help new students make the transition to college life. Rambunctious Week started off with a hamburger cookout today, and tonight we'll host Rambunctious Jammin' from 8 to 11 p.m. at the LeGrand Alumni and Visitor Center. Activities will continue through Sunday, including lunches, dinners, community projects, new student education sessions, and on Sunday, ASU will host a night at the Lake House at the ASU Lake House from 9 to 5, and then Rambunctious Week ends at the Housley Tower from 10 to 11 on Sunday night. Have you downloaded the San Angelo Live mobile app yet? It's free and it's the best app in the business. Download it today off the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store to stay up to date with news in San Angelo. An 18-year-old Snyder man was indicted for credit or debit card abuse. According to court documents, James was indicted by a Tom Green County grand jury after he and a juvenile walked up to a sales counter in Dillard's at the Sunset Mall in February of this year and stole a pink wallet from one of the employees. The victim started getting notifications of unauthorized transactions from Lucky's Lemonade Stand and Finish Line that totaled over $200. Security footage was obtained, and still photos were taken of the suspects. An SAPD officer positively identified James and the juvenile female. James was arrested on June 12th and is still an inmate in the Tom Green County Jail, and he is next due in court in September. And to weather puts San Angelo in the record books as we broke an all-time heat record today as we reached 108 at 12:45 this afternoon, passing the old high of 107 for today. The all-time heat record for August in general is 111, but things look to cool down a bit this weekend. Right now it's 109 outside and we are in an excessive heat warning through Thursday night. Matter of fact, it's going to be over 100 degrees the rest of the week and into early next week. Lows will be in the upper 80s and lower 80s to upper 70s until Saturday night, where the low is 73. Maybe you should go to the drip bar and get hydrated. And when we come back, Ryan Chadwick talks about ASU, and then I went out to Miles and talked with Miles Bulldogs head coach Jayson Wilhelm, and then Laqueta Shelburne is in studio. But first, a word from the Bass Bunch.
It's our giant tag sale.
Right now, during our giant tag hail sale, you can get a brand new 2024 Ford Bronco Sport for just $25,999.
Don't miss our giant tag sale only at Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston Hart and Arden Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
The Angelo State Rams are 1 week closer to the start of the 2024 football season, and the offense and defense are beginning to take shape. The Rams look dangerous on offense headed into this season, especially at the wide receiver position. Angelo State returned 6 starters from a year ago and looked to be a mainstay in production this season. I had the opportunity to interview four-year starter Kel Williams after practice yesterday to get his thoughts on the Rams' potential ahead of Week 1. Let's take a look. All right, I'm here with Kel Williams, starting X-receiver for the Angelo State Rams. He's been a 4-year starter headed into his senior year. Now, Kel, just give me your overall thoughts heading into this season about what this Rams offense can do this year.
I feel like we left a lot on the field last season, going 7-3. But in the spring, in the receiving room, I know for a fact we set a goal, and we was gonna come out and be very explosive this season and just put the country on notice that we coming. So we expect a lot of big plays, a lot of explosive plays coming out of this offense.
Now, you graduated a really talented quarterback at the end of last season, and now this year you got guys that are coming up, and we don't exactly know who the starter is yet, but are the fans going to be surprised about the level of the quarterback play?
I wouldn't say surprised, because they should expect us to be very good, but we got a pretty good quarterback room right now, and they both can sling the rock, so it's going to be a lot of explosive plays coming.
All right, man, and finally, let's just talk about the other guys on the offense for a minute. Shout out a couple of the guys that maybe work the hardest, the guys that really keep this offensive unit just working.
First, I want to shout out the O-line. Don't nothing happen without the O-line. The O-line, they come out here, it's hot. They come out here, they bust their ass every day. Oh, I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
You're fine, man.
But they come out here, they work hard every day. Shout out the quarterback, the running backs. Well, it's a team sport, so we got to have each other back. If one person ain't doing their job, we're not getting the job done. So I shout out the whole offense.
And now for you personally, are you ready for Kansas?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. I've been hearing they've been talking a little bit, so we're going to take it a little personal.
All right. Thanks for taking the time.
Yes, sir.
The Angelo State Rams opened 2024 with 2 games on the road in Kansas. First up is against Fort Hays before the Rams return to the Plains to play Emporia State. Angelo State's home game isn't until September 14th in San Angelo. In other sports news, Cover One's James Bouligny stopped by the Miles Bulldogs practice on Tuesday to get a sense of how the Bulldogs are feeling headed into 2024. Bouligny spoke with head coach Jayson Wilhelm after practice, so let's go ahead and check that out.
All right, we're here with head coach Jayson Wilhelm with the Miles Bulldogs. Played your first scrimmage. How do you think you guys looked?
We did well. A lot of things we did positive. Good things happened, and honestly, I was probably a little more pleased with it than I thought it might be. So that was a good sign. We got pretty high expectations, but they executed for the most part pretty well. Of course, there's things we got to clean up. There's no doubt about that. But I thought defensively we played well. We tackled pretty well. Offensively, don't have a whole lot on, but we got enough on right now that we could go into a lot of games right now. I feel pretty confident with this. So, I thought the execution on the offensive side with what we were able to do, first scrimmage, I thought they executed stuff really well.
Also, it is the first scrimmage, man. You're just putting stuff in. You got new quarterback Liam Yancey out there. What did he look like?
And he looked good. I like his ability or his patience or his willingness to stay in the pocket for a little bit. I think there was more than a couple of plays where the fact that he stayed in the pocket and didn't bail out of there, it allowed the play to develop a little bit, and gave us some big plays in that regard. I thought some of the stuff that we've been doing well for the past couple of years, we continue to do well. So those are real positives. But no, I thought his poise in the pocket. I think his teammates really enjoy him. They protect him. They take care of him. And we had a couple of times during the scrimmage where, hey, we're not hitting the quarterback, and our quarterback got hit, and we had guys that were ready to take care of him and ready to defend him. So I think he's earned that respect from his teammates. I think it's just kind of a seamless transition. Even though he's a little bit younger, I think the upperclassmen, I think they love him and they love playing for him.
Yeah, let's talk about the skill guys out there real quick. Cooper Elson, one of the best receivers in the Concho Valley. Still got Tevin Mead back there. Just talk about your skill guys real quick.
Yeah, we got Tevin loose a few times. I don't mean, again, it's a scrimmage, but he had several big plays. I'm talking 30, 40, 50 yards, and that's kind of what he expects to do, and we expect it from him. So I was excited about that. I've talked to Liam about the fact that he has a lot of playmakers around him, and really he needs to be a facilitator. We're not going to ask him to rush for 500-600 yards or do those kinds of things. It's going to be, get Jalen the football, get Dylan the football. find Tevin and Devin in space and continue to run the ball well. We know what we have in Cooper. So, I think Dylan and Jalen both, I think if they're focal points of what we're doing, they're 1,000-yard guys as well. So it's not just Cooper, and if teams want to, try to take him away or whatever, I had it written on my play sheet, make sure we get Dylan and Jalen the ball, because those guys are just as special as he is.
And you got the defense as well, too. You got Jackson Keogh out there. You got all these great defensive guys. Jalen, he was a good defensive guy for you. Now, what do you expect your defense to bring this year?
Defense, last week they played with a lot of energy. That's what I really liked. They looked more like a unit because of what we've been doing now for a few years. I think they understand how they fit into the scheme of what we're trying to do. They know who's where. They can count on their teammates to be where they're supposed to be. But I thought that looked really good. Our guys up front, our 4 guys, and we didn't have Patillo that game. But we will have him this week. So we had a new guy, but we had Godfrey, we had Kelly and those guys, and they did exactly what we really wanted them to do. They played hard, they played physical, and we did a real good job stopping a team that really is going to run the ball downhill at you. So yeah, I'm real excited about that. We'll get a different kind of test this week, so we'll see how that goes.
Then just get the community excited for Miles football.
Yeah, that's what we want to do, man. It's it's been a little while. We've had two 8-win seasons. I think as coaches and players, we would like to see those numbers a little higher. We have beefed up the schedule a little bit, so an 8-win season this year could still look a lot different than what it did last year, based on the fact that we're playing Ozona, we're playing Sonora, Johnson City. We're wanting to get ready for Albany. We're wanting to get ready for playoff games, and I think the only way to do that is to play teams of that kind of caliber. So, yeah, I mean, if you can't get excited about this season in Miles, then I don't know what you're waiting for.
Yeah, well, I mean, those 8-win seasons, you play in a district with Albany. They won state the past 2 years.
Yeah.
You played Sterling City first round the past 2 years, and they've been a really good football team. So this area needs to be excited for Miles.
Yeah, absolutely. We've when I first got here, it wasn't that way, and I think that we always talk about you need to win some games you're not supposed to win. I think over the last 2 seasons, there's been a time or two when we probably won a game or two that maybe we weren't supposed to win. I think this year we're going to have to win a few games we're not supposed to win if we want to get to that, 8, 9, 10 wins. And I'm talking regular season. Hopefully we can make a playoff run.
The Bulldogs open up their season next weekend on the road against Sonora. Kickoff is scheduled in that one for 7 p.m. And for more sports around the Concho Valley and beyond, be sure to check in every day at sanangelolive.com/news/sports.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
And welcome back, everybody. James Bouligny here with Laqueta Shelburne. Ms. Shelburne, how are we doing today?
Doing fine, doing great.
All right, you're with the Concho Valley Republican Women. You have a big
Yes.
meeting coming up this week.
We do, and unfortunately we've had to make some changes.
There's been a little snafu.
Well, we have. We sent all of our cards out thinking August was going to be there because we always say August in August. And August is not going to be here because...
This is August Pfluger. Right?
August Pfluger. And, I'm sorry to say he's not going to be at our meeting. We do have, apparently he's recorded something to tell us, I hope, where he's at because he's off training and I know he's still actively in the reserves. And so if he's off training to protect me and you, I'm happy.
Right.
Not happy that he's not here to give us an update on Washington, but oh well, we kind of see what's going on in Washington right now. So.
Yeah, we get a lot of press releases from the guys.
We do, and he's talks a lot to us on his flyby, so
right,
I'll forgive him.
All right, when is this meeting going on?
It's on Thursday this week on the 22nd, and we're meeting at Bentwood.
Okay.
11:30 to 1. We're usually really good about trying to get people out and back to their office, and so I hope people will come. If you want to go have lunch, it's $20. They need to go online at cbrw.org and make their reservation. And we will have some other things going on that they're going to want to be interested in, especially if they're members. But we will have a presentation from August. He's tape recorded something for us, is what they told us, and when they had to give us the bad news that he wasn't going to be there.
So it's August with a little
kind of sort of little caveat. Just pretend he's there with us.
All right, and tomorrow we have an immigration.
We do the immigration naturalization, and one of our dear members, Elaine Moore, is always there, and several other members. Everybody's invited to go and greet these people. And we usually have a little gift for them from the Concho Valley Republican Women, just welcoming them into the country. And I have been involved in that a couple of times, and it is just a fabulous event, and so heartwarming to see these people come in to the
You know how many people are being naturalized tomorrow?
I don't know how many are being there tomorrow, but there's two times that you can go. You can be there at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Usually starts around 10:30, and then be there at 1 o'clock. If you can't come to the morning one, you can come to the afternoon one. And it's amazing because they're from all over the place. I've seen people come from the Philippines and Italy and different places. A lot of people think, oh, it's just from Mexico, but it's really not.
I do understand, though, why people would think that.
Yeah, they all think they're all coming from Mexico, but they're really not. And some of these people have tried for a long time to come into our country the right way, and they're very emotional about it, and it makes you emotional to think that they want to come this badly.
I don't know. It's been probably a long, hard journey to try and get in here.
It has. And then we have another thing that's coming up, and it kind of dovetails into that. In October, it's been a while since we've done any kind of fundraiser for the CVRW. And so we have been planning to do a Books to Borders program in October. So it'll be October the 3rd. It will also be at Bentwood. It'll be in the evening. That's on a Thursday evening. And we will have some special speakers. Carmen Dushek has a lady by the name of Tanya Oshwe that she's bringing in. She happens to be a judge. She's on the border. She's been involved with the Uvalde situation. And she knows quite a bit about what's going on down there because she legislates. Her bench is down there, and so she legislates from the bench down there in the south. I think it'll be interesting to hear what she's seeing.
It's going to be kind of a mess right now.
Yes. And then we have Pastor Vega. He's coming in, and he's from the Metroplex area. He's written a book, and he's going to give us a little take on what he fights for us. And that'll be, something interesting from the Hispanic population. And then we're going to have a lady from Llano, and Ms. Wallace, and she's coming in, Bonnie Wallace. And she actually has been sued twice for just moving books that were questionable material for children, just moving them to a more age-specific area in their library.
We had her on the show.
Yes.
We had her on the show one time.
And she is going to come and talk to us about what happened because she was sued and actually lost for just moving those to a more appropriate place for people, adult area of the library.
Right.
So I find that interesting why people would find that offensive to keep those kind of books out of the hands of children. The other one that's coming, and this is kind of exciting, he's been on America's Real Voice and on Fox and different news stations as a reporter. He right now is embedded in the Darien Gap, which, as you well know, is very, very dangerous to be down there. He is down there. This is not the first time he's been there, and he's going to be down there talking to these people that are trying to come to the United States illegally. And he's written a book, Overrun, and the picture of that book, I'm sure you remember this, is where all these people are bedded down underneath the bridge down there on the border. And he is coming to talk to us about what he's learned from these people. Why are they running from their country? Why are they not fighting in their country to keep their citizenship down there? Why would they take that dangerous trip through the Darien Gap? And how are they learning that they might need to come to America? Who's inviting them this way? So it'll be an interesting conversation, I think, to have with these 4 speakers. And so we're looking forward to that. We feel like we're going to keep our costs to the public low so that they can come. And we're looking for sponsors, for anybody that wants to sponsor that, is interested in making sure that the public is aware of these things. There'll only be seating for 200, So if people are thinking that they want to come, they need to start thinking about that right now. We are going to talk about having an opportunity if you want to pay a little more and want to sit and visit with one of these 4 speakers. That may be an opportunity that you can have. Okay. And so those tables will cost a little more. So it'd be you and 7 of your friends, or 7 total, and one of our guest speakers. You might could sit and visit with them through the dinner and, you know, kind of pick their brain by yourself. All right. We'll also have some of their books that they will be able to sell at there, so autographing some of their books. But I feel like that people are going to want to hear this. It's going to be called Books to Borders, and I think you're going to want to hear what these people that have actually been with these folks down in the Darien Gap. That's something you and I would never want to do.
Right.
And they're going down there. They're risking their lives, and they're finding out what's going on with these folks. And we're not saying that they shouldn't come. We're saying, why are they coming? Who has told them to take this treacherous journey? Who has told them to risk their lives like this?
Right.
And what are they running from? Why do they not want to stay and figure this out in their own country? And so we think it's important for people to understand what's going on in the border. So also about children, what's going on that these children are being exposed to this actually really pornographic information, and some of it's in our schools. And so we want to make sure that children are getting age-appropriate books, and when we are asking that maybe they need to move that or remove them or whatever, that we make sure there is good, healthy literature on the shelves for these kids.
Right.
I bet your mom didn't have to worry about that, did she?
I don't think there were any books like that in
Tom, Dick, and Sally and Puff and all that. That's what I read when I was a little kid. My parents didn't worry about that.
No, she brought one of the books with her, and she
Were
gave
you
it
shocked?
to Joe. I was. That stuff like that is available to 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds.
Yeah, that's right. And so, and we're not saying that we're against that kind of literature. We're saying we're against it being handed out to young children.
Right, no, that's where I'm at. I mean, if an adult wants to grab that book,
that's fine, but not...
You can do whatever you want. You're an adult.
That's right.
But as far as children are concerned, if my niece came home with that book...
You would be upset.
I would be upset.
And that's the way I feel about it. You know, I mean, an adult can do whatever they want to do, but a child, you know, to poison their mind at that young age is really, really, that's an appalling thing for me personally.
I think the parents should handle
Absolutely.
that type of
Their
thing.
parents should be involved in what they read, and that should not be something that they're automatically exposed to.
Right.
So, yeah, I think this will be an interesting conversation.
No, it
and it'll be
sounds...
something for San Angelo to participate in.
You know, it sounds interesting.
So,
like we had her in here before, so...
She's nice. I've had supper with her one time down at the state convention. I found her to be delightful. Very, very nice lady.
Yeah, having her there and then having the border there, you know, as far as...
Yes.
I don't know,
and
what
people
you would
who've
call
been
the authors
involved.
who have written the border,
Yeah, people that have been involved in Uvalde.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're going to try to make that available to our community. And we don't care which side of the fence you're on. We feel like you're going to want to know this stuff.
Right.
We want you to be knowledgeable when you go to the polls.
All right. So, August will not be there tomorrow, will not be there for the meeting.
I'm kind of sad about that. I like August.
Right. And then the immigration naturalization
Tomorrow.
is tomorrow.
That's
You be
right.
there at 10:30 or
yeah,
10?
well, they need to be there early so they can have a seat because, you know,
Okay.
a lot of these people bring their families.
Right.
That's a big deal. And so if you want to come, I think you should be there at 10 o'clock because you have to
Okay.
go through a metal detector and all
Right.
that. So I'd say be there at 10 o'clock, and then if you can't come to that one, you can try at 1. And it's a very nice ceremony, and it can be down at the Federal Building downtown, and we think it's worth people seeing.
All right. And then you have the
October 3rd.
October 3rd, Books to Borders.
And it'll be out at Bentwood, and we'll have more information out on our website. We're going to try to have a QR code, and we will send invitations out. And if people want to know more about this, they can always call the Concho Valley Republican Women, or call the Tom Green County office, or they could call my office even and get a hold of me, and I'll tell them all I know about it.
All right. Well, Ms. Shelburne, did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think you covered it all.
All right. Well, it was
Thank
great
you for
having you
having
in
me.
today.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thanks for watching the Live Daily News Show, the only locally owned news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Live mobile app to stay up to date with news from in and around the Concho Valley. Thanks again, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.